Yo, what's up, guys? Brian Ellwood here. Welcome back to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast. So, guys, I want to come clean with you about something on this episode today and moving forward. And I emailed you guys about this if you're on my list recently, but I realized recently through working with my coach that there's a lot of other topics or areas of our lives that are linked to success in real estate investing. And I haven't done them justice or, treated you right by ignoring those topics and not really diving into all the different areas of life that are linked to success in real estate investing. Let me explain what I mean by that. So there's certain areas of your life that if you don't have right, if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right morning routine or diet or exercise or something like that, the focus, productivity, you'll never achieve your real estate goals, right? Because those things are the precursors to succeeding in anything, including real estate, and doing it on a high level. You might have a little bit of success with no energy, but you could have 10 times the success if you actually had lots of energy each day, okay? And then there's other things that if you, whether or not you even have all the passive income in the world, it doesn't matter if you don't have these things, such as, your health or your happiness, right? Or your peace of mind or your actual freedom because you've effectively delegated and led your team well, right? So there's all these areas of life that are really important to me and have been pivotal to my success that I haven't always shared with you about because I assume, real estate investing podcast, people want to hear about real estate investing. And I'm still going to primarily talk about that, but I'm going to talk about all these other things that are important to me. And this may offend some of you. It may run some of you off, and I'm willing to accept that because I think that there's some of you out there that would actually appreciate it and might pull you closer and help you even more. I know when I was first starting, one of the guys I used to listen to a lot was Sean Terry because I was trying to learn wholesaling. And Sean would always talk about his morning routine, his mindset, how he used the law of attraction, how he would go to the gym or yoga in the morning and like what he did and whether or not he drank coffee or tea and what he put in it. And, I was always so interested in that part of his life because I wanted any edge that I could to be successful, right? And so I want to start publishing about those things as well. And so I'm just sort of declaring that that's what I'm going to do moving forward. It's not going to be the dominant. It might be 25% of the content is those types of things. Like today's, I'm going to talk about energy. But yeah, that's what you're going to get from me moving forward. And I'd love to hear from you on this, whether or not you like this idea. And if so, if you do, what topics you'd like for me to talk about. Email me, brian@brianellwood.net. So today, in today's episode, I want to talk about how to have energy, okay? And why is this important? Well, energy is your power. It's like you played Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, or those games where there's a little energy bar on the top, right? And whenever the fighter runs out of energy or life, it's a life bar, he dies. Well, if you're showing up every day and your battery or your energy meter is low, it's like blinking red or it's in the yellow, then the amount that you're going to be able to get done just pales in comparison to what somebody can get done when they have a lot of energy. And the quality of your work is going to suffer too. Whenever I have low energy, I procrastinate, I put off big decisions, or I just say, let's just forget about this. I make like brash kind of choices. And, there was even a study where on people who were up for parole, who were in jail, and they would go to sit in front of the parole board to try to get paroled. And they were finding that parolees, the people who were up for parole, got paroled way more often if their hearing was in the morning versus the afternoon. And it was simply because the judges that were on the board, they were mentally taxed by the afternoon. Their brains were tired. And so they were just done with it. And they were just like, nah, denied. But in the morning when they were fresh, right, because they're all fresh in the morning, most people are, they were like actually engaged and willing to listen to the person and consider their case. And they were more positive, more optimistic. They had more energy, right? So your decision making is affected, right, by low energy. Your productivity is affected. Everything's affected. Even your relationships, right? You could love someone more than anything in the world, right? And want to be close to someone. But if you don't have any energy, you're just going to be like, not tonight, let's do it another time. Or I don't really feel like talking right now. Or, I'm not engaged. I'm not going to pick up the phone and make that call to try to put this deal together or whatever, right? So you have to treat your physical body well. Okay. That is one of the absolute foundations for success in everything. And this could be one of the reasons that you are not doing as well as you want to do. Okay. It's not that you need to know more stuff about real estate. It's that you need to raise your vibration, raise your frequency, raise your energy levels so that it colors everything else that you do in a positive way. Okay. So I'm going to go over three key things on how to have more energy each and every day, things that I live and die by, so that you can do this too. Okay. Because this, I promise you, it is in a huge way linked to your real estate goals and everything else. Most of the most successful people that I know are fanatics about their physical health, mental health, their diet, all this stuff, because it really does matter, guys. Okay. This is like an easy way just to improve the quality of your life and your results, like by 2 or 3 times. Okay. So please listen up. So the first thing you have to do is move. Okay. Our bodies don't come with built-in energy. You don't wake up and just because you slept well, you have that full energy bar, ready to go every single day. A lot of times you wake up and how do you feel? Dragging. I need coffee. I'm going to talk about coffee later, but like you just don't really have energy in the morning, right? You have to wake up, you're groggy, all this stuff. And Brendan Burchard always says power plants don't have energy. They don't intrinsically just have energy. What do? They make energy. Power plants generate energy inside of the plant. Your body is actually the exact same way. It doesn't just intrinsically have energy. It is a energy generating machine when used correctly. And when used incorrectly, it produces very low outputs of energy. And so movement is one of the main ways that you generate energy in your body. My wife and I, sometimes when we wake up and we're like, should we go to the gym today? It's Saturday. I don't know. And we're kind of just low energy, kind of deciding. And I'm like, let's go. Let's just go. Let's just do this. Every time when we get done, we're sitting at the locker, getting our stuff like ready to leave the gym. My wife is always like, wow, I feel so much better than when I walked in here. And I'm like, and I feel the same way, right? Even though we went and spent energy in the gym, we have more energy leaving the gym than we did when we got there because the activity we did there, whether it's like cardio, weights, whatever, it generated energy. All right. So when I get up, at least 4 or 5 days a week, I don't feel amazing. I don't just pop out of bed beating my chest, like ready to take on the world. But I know that I'm about to drink my shake and get in the car and go to the gym. And then when I leave the gym, I'm going to feel 2 or 3 times as good as I do going to the gym. And that just infiltrates and affects my entire day in a positive way. Every single thing I do, from every phone call, from every, like when I'm leading my team to crafting the vision for our company, I'm more optimistic and positive and I have a stronger confidence about myself. It all comes from that morning where I block out 90 minutes for myself and I raise my state, I raise my energy level, okay? And that's one of my big secrets to like being able to sit down and do this every single day, right? And push, is I have to have energy. When I have no energy, like if I go out and drink and I have a hangover, the next day is entirely shot. I literally I have someone bring me a breakfast burrito, or we have this service called Postmates out here. And I eat this huge burrito and lay on the couch and play video games or watch Netflix for like the whole day, right? And it's because my energy sucks that day. And I'm not like saying you should never do that. I'm all about having a good time, right? I don't believe there's anything wrong with having a little fun every now and then. But that's just an example of the type of productivity that you have when your energy levels are way down, right? It's like impossible to do anything. So if you feel that way, even when you don't go out and drink, then no wonder you're not getting results. You know, it's not that you're some loser. It's not that you're not smart. It's just that you're not taking care of yourself correctly. And it's leading to you having no energy, which means no power, which means no action, no results, no confidence, none of that. Okay. So you have to move. You don't have to be a fucking triathlete or something, right? You can just go like on a 45-minute walk twice a day, or go to like 15 or 20 minutes of yoga. There's a teacher called Adrienne. It's called Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube. She's really good, really popular. We take her classes on days where we don't go to the gym, just in the den. We just roll out the yoga mats and do like a 10 to 20 minute class. And I always feel so much better just from that little bit. I like weights. You know, you can do cardio is one of the best ways to raise your energy. I never feel better than I do after I run 3 miles. And once I cool down, or maybe the next day, my energy is noticeably higher. But you definitely don't have to start out like crazy. You can just start out walking outside, breathing fresh air first thing in the morning. Breathing is really linked to energy too. There's lots and lots of breath techniques to make you just feel amazing that you could research, but you have to move. Okay. That's the first one. The second thing is you have to eat right. Okay. Your diet is just as important as movement in terms of the energy that you have. The things that we eat affect us so much. All right. If you eat like empty calories, super high carb, kind of sugary type stuff, like you get up and have like a pastry and coffee, and then, you know, you have a sandwich with some French fries and for lunch. And then, you know, for dinner, you have like a fried chicken strip basket with some chips, or, you know what I mean? Like in a beer. You're just eating carbs all day, all right? And there's no nutrition in any of that. And carbs burn like the kindling in a campfire. It's just like poof, and they're gone, right? Protein is better. Protein is a better source of energy. It burns like, and I'm stealing this analogy from Russell Brunson, but, you know, carbs are like kindling. The protein is like the log on the fire, and fat is like the coals on the fire. So protein and fat take longer to get lit, like a piece of wood or a coal. But once they do, they burn for a lot longer and they produce a lot more energy than carbs, or like throwing a handful of pine needles in the fire. It just bursts and it's gone. That's what happens when you eat sugar. Now, I love dark chocolate bars and chocolate chip cookies, and I'm not some guy who's like super strict. I'll come over to your house and have some of your fudge pie, okay? Trust me. But you have to just have it in, you know, reasonable amounts and at well-timed doses, right? Of this kind of stuff. Like Saturday night's fine, but like lunchtime on Wednesday is not. So I have learned a lot about nutrition. I used to actually have eczema, which is like a skin condition where like little patches of scaly skin pop up and they itch. It really sucked, right? And it was like messing with my life. So I dove into research and I figured out like, okay, what's really causing this and how can I fix it? And I read all the books and all the scientific studies. And ultimately what I concluded is that the best diet is one that is primarily plant-based and primarily vegetables. Vegetables have far more nutrition, like phytochemicals, minerals, vitamins, antioxidants than any other food item, okay? Like astronomically more per calorie. And they also have a lot of fiber, which means they're perfect for, going through your 35 feet of intestines, and you can have, your bowel movements will be productive and easy. This episode's going down the pipe fast here. But that's the ticket. So most of my diet is like making green smoothies. I put plant-based protein in them because if you do eat a lot of vegetables, you have to have a protein source, like especially if you work out. So, green smoothies, salads, vegetable soups, like vegetable plates, beans, quinoa. Watch your carbs. Try to lean more towards the protein and fat side of things. Fat is actually not bad for you when it's the right kinds of fat. That is something that was crammed down our throats a long time. And it turns out that fat is actually healthy. It helps you have like balanced hormone levels like testosterone and stuff, and longer lasting energy. It can actually help you lose weight. Carbs are one of the biggest things that makes you gain weight. Your body, if it doesn't have a use for the carbs that you consume, it just stores them as fat. So you're supposed to eat carbs only around activity. Like I have like carbs in my pre and post shakes for the gym, but I'm not just like drinking any carb powder or eating straight carbs, when I'm just chilling on the couch 2 days later, unless I'm cheating and I want to have some dessert or something, right? But I know it's not something to do regularly. So eating is super, super key. I would study Dr. Joel Fuhrman, Fuhrman. He is one of the leaders in nutrition, and he's just very scientific about everything he does. It's not like fluff or theory. Like he has a clinic in New Jersey where hundreds of people come through every day, and he's done so many different blood tests and refers to science and shows you how to eat. And when I started eating the way he did, not only did I clear the eczema problem and the food allergies and all that went away, but I've never felt better. I was just buzzing, vibrating with energy. Like my skin improved. Like I just looked healthier, all from eating plant-based, high nutrient diet. Not just any plants, right? But like dark leafy greens and stuff like that is really the foundation of health for a human being, okay? I'm not trying to sit here and tell everyone that they have to be like vegetarian or something. I'm not really all the way that. I still eat some eggs and some seafood, but that's about it. But like you should study this stuff, okay? And form your own opinion. I guarantee if you go out and read some books, you're going to think differently about it than you do now. So go get some really good books on nutrition. I don't care. Buy the ones that you appeal to you. You're going to learn some tools that are going to help you eat better. And caffeine is the last thing I'll talk about in terms of eating. Caffeine, it's fun. It's awesome. It changes your state. It makes you more positive, more happy, more focused. But you do have to realize that caffeine, it doesn't actually give your body energy. It just uses the energy that your body already has in a different way. It uses it sooner, okay? So it's like putting your body into overdrive. So you'll have more energy for a short period of time, but then you will have a crash, right? That's just how it works. So don't have a bunch of caffeine after lunch, right? Have a caffeine curfew so that you can sleep well, because obviously sleep is a whole nother thing I probably should have talked about in here. Sleep is super important. I sleep in a pitch black room with the temperature on 60, okay? Really, really cold. I have white noise. I take zinc and magnesium before bed to help your body relax and have more REM sleep. And I make sure to always get at least 7 hours or more of sleep every single night. If I don't, I just feel it. I'm dragging. So yeah, you got to sleep well, which is linked to not having too much caffeine. But I don't think there's anything wrong with caffeine. I think you should take breaks from caffeine every so often, like every couple of months. Just go a whole week without any of it. You'll sleep so hard and you'll realize that like you were kind of propping yourself up with caffeine, and it's good to detox from it every now and then before you go back on it. The last thing, guys, and this is a huge one, is to take breaks, okay? Now, so many people just sit down and they think, grind, grind, grind. I saw this stuff on Instagram about how you got to grind as an entrepreneur. That might sound cool and sexy, but research actually shows that grinding is not as productive as taking breaks. In fact, people are happier, they produce more and better quality work scientifically when they take breaks, okay? Scientists have found that, between every 45 minutes and 1 hour, if you take a break for at least like 3 to 7 minutes and just shut yourself off. And this doesn't mean check your phone. This means like go sit outside and close your eyes, or just go walk around the house, take some deep breaths, do some stretches, pull yourself away from what you're doing. When you go back to that thing, you're going to feel so much more focused and better. It resets your energy. You're supposed to also take breaks in between activities. So if you're shifting from being on a phone call with someone to sitting down to write something, you need to take a break, close your eyes, meditate for like 1 or 2 minutes, and just like reset your energy before you don't bring the energy from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. All right. So energy management is one of the secrets of high performing people, right? High performers are aware of what their energy is like, and then they do things to keep it where it is. It's like they're juggling, right? And if they're about to drop a ball, they adjust so they don't drop it. That's a shitty analogy, but I just came up with it. You have to be aware. Like when my energy is flagging, like if I'm on a call with my team and it's been, 45 minutes to an hour and someone's saying something to me and I'm like not paying attention because my brain's tired, I'll just say, look, man, I need a break. I can't give you the focus that you deserve right now. Let's take 5 or 10 minutes and come back to this call. So we just get up, leave the, video rolling and go walk around, come back 5, 10 minutes and everything's way better. All right. So you got to do that all throughout your day. Constant breaks. At workplaces, if you work somewhere, workplaces don't understand this. They don't understand that you'd be a way better employee if they gave you like a 10-minute break every 50 minutes, every 50 minutes. If you got a 10-minute break, you would produce more than if you just worked nonstop. Okay. So you'll work less, but produce more and better quality work. So you've got to give yourself those breaks. Okay. And manage your energy throughout the day. If you find yourself lagging and you got to think, well, am I exercising? Am I eating right? Am I taking breaks, right? There's going to be something that's causing, am I sleeping good enough? There's something that you can trace it back to that's giving you lower energy. And you guys have got to nip that in the bud. Okay. So this is one of the secrets that, I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't share this stuff with you, because like if I was going to coach somebody on how to improve their whole life, right? So that they could like feel how they want and look how they want and achieve everything they want and have the relationships and, and be happy and live a long time and all these things, right? Like this is one of the foundational pillars, right? It's linked to everything else. Okay. It's linked to your success as an investor, as an entrepreneur. The people that have the most energy get the most done. They outperform everyone else. It's always going to be that way. So I want you to be one of those people. Okay. So thank you guys for listening to this. I know it's a bit of a different episode, but like I said, I'm going to start having stuff like this mixed in with the real estate content to truly give you guys everything you need, every single technique I've learned and used, everything I've been through and the epiphanies I've had that have made me like think the way I think and approach life the way I approach it. I'm going to share it with you. If I feel that it's a benefit to you, I'm going to share it. So yeah, and that's it, guys. One announcement. I talked about this last week. We have a group coaching program opening up last week of January. I'm going to let a small group of people in for $47 a month. Okay. This is the price of a gym membership. I'm going to be on coaching calls with you guys a couple times a week. I'm going to bring one of you on every week and do a call with you face to face to the group. You can bug me all week, all day inside of our closed group. and get your questions answered, and so you can achieve your goals for literally the price of a gym membership. I can't let too many people in. This is a beta group. We're going to create a course on the back end of it using the feedback I get from you guys, which is part of why it's cheap, but also, I just really want to pull some of you guys through my process of buying your first rental and achieving financial freedom. So click the link in the show notes to find out, to get notified. You have to enter your email about when this goes live. If the link's not there for some reason, find me on Facebook, and I will see you guys next week. All right, go get your energy up. Peace.